Are we rolling, Breezy?
We are now.
Thank you. Welcome to class 5 of this thing called you. We always start with treatment. We always go to prayer. And what we know is that there is only one. It's a presence and a power of love and light. It is everything, and yet it is more than everything. It transcends the events of life. It is what all is created out of. And so we know that we are made out of God's stuff. We are spirit made manifest as us. And not only are we manifestations of the divine, but so is everyone else. So is everything else. And we bless it and claim it, knowing all is well. We know the presence of spirit is manifest in and through everyone on this planet, every event, every action. We know that we are all uplifted by remembering who we are and by living in that light of love. We open our hearts to gratitude for the opportunity to know the truth about ourselves and about everyone in our lives. We see clearly with the eyes of God. We love deeply with the heart of God. And we live the God life that we were always meant to live. We prosper. We are healthy. We are happy. And we are whole. And in that consciousness of gratitude and clarity, we release this treatment into all that is, knowing that spirit is all. And together we say, and so it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lauren, have you been in this class before? No? Well, I'm so glad you came up.
Just popped in.
Just popped in. Monday night is a great class for anyone to pop in. Is there anyone else here for the very first time? Great. Last week, we brought up the very controversial concept of denials. It was brought up in our reading for last week in the book, this thing called You, and it was also brought up quite a bit by Mae McCarthy, so we opened the door and we jumped in. How are you doing, those of you who have played with denials? How are you doing with that? And wait, everybody, wait. Happy anniversary, Becca and Sam. 1 year. Yay. So how are you doing with your denials?
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's, like I said, it's one of the pieces that we're missing, and it just congeals everything. And not just do a denial and then roll it over with a positive. I roll it over with 3. What the heck?
Do one denial and roll it over with 3 positives.
Yeah.
Good. Make sure that you've
Make sure
rooted
it's
all
good.
that out. Good for you. Good for you. Who else? Morgan.
I just want to say that when you gave us that performance of denial followed by positive, that's what I'm using. Like, I am the captain of my ship.
Yay.
Like, that was great.
Good. Who else? Where are we with denials? B.
I couldn't quite work with a denial, but what I came up with was no. So as soon as a thought would come into my head that I knew was something that I didn't want to be in me, I just said no, and then followed with an affirmation, and that really helped.
That works. No, I'm not going to give you my control of my life.
Right.
No, I'm not going down that road again. No, you don't own me. Good. Karen and then Drew.
I've been working with when those thoughts come up of just going, and I think May said this, I bless you, I forgive you, and I release you every time I have a certain negative thought come into my head.
Right.
And as such, I have 3 job interviews in the next 2 weeks.
Yay!
One of which, the last one, which is one I'm really am most excited about, I applied. There was just some something about, talking about following your intuition that said, I wonder if they're still taking applications. So I just called the office and said I submitted my application, but something about the website made me wonder, I was just calling to see. And the guy said, no, they're not taking any applications now, you know, they're closed it. And I said, oh, well, how sad. But at least if they don't find anybody in this round of interviews, then my application and resume is there and I'll be ready for next time. And I went camping Thursday, and I had no cell service, and when I came out Friday, there was a phone number that I thought belonged to someone that I really want to talk to, but I listened to the voicemail, and it was this practice calling me to set up an interview.
Yay!
Yeah,
Good.
I really, that's working, just kind of recognizing the denial that that's really not something you want to do, doing it anyway. And then moving on.
You don't have to use denials. You know, we managed to get through 22 years without going into denial, so we jumped in last week. And if you want to, that's great. Make sure you bombard yourself with affirmations after you're done, but you use it to clear it out and get rid of it. And if you don't want to use denials, you don't need to go there at all. Drew.
Well, the whole thing about no, my denial starts with a no. Just like David went with, that's the first thing you learn. Is, you know, as a toddler, you start getting no. That's your voice. And it's not the only tool in the toolbox, but it is a good tool. And everything else is just, but you gotta have, that little tool really helps when you're struggling on certain things.
Right.
And it's effective.
Good. Who else? Nancy.
It just, last week in class, it just clicked in my head that a denial is just setting a clear boundary for yourself.
There you go. There you go. Oh, no, you don't. How are you feeling this week? Fabulous, wonderful, good. Are you finding any kind of a progression of self-esteem, of feeling comfortable in your skin? I don't want to put too many words in your mouth, but are you, this is week 5, are you shifting?
Yes.
How's that feeling? How's that look? Thomas?
Well, I would say this last week, I experienced the highest, the best meditation I've had since the class started. Sometimes I'll like, we'll do the meditation through the class, and then I do other things, meditation during the week. I can't tell, is it from the class or is it from something else I'm doing? Whereas, this last week, I knew it was a class. Well, because I go into essentially the experience that you had led us through, and I am light, I am love, and then not just the words, but the feeling and the energy that we had in the class itself. And so I went through that experience for several days.
Right, you can always access that experience.
Yeah.
You've got it, it's yours.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
It was
wonderful.
terrific.
Who else? Sue, and then Anna. Did you have your hand up or were you waiting?
No, I was
Hello.
waiting.
For me, what we're doing in the second half of the class makes a huge difference. So this class has been really effective for me, and I think a lot of it is that I'm not just leaving the class, like the intellectual part of it, and getting in the car and just doing whatever I'm doing. There's a chance to really let it land and really let it fill me up, whatever was done, by going to that other level of meditation or whatever you call it. And it really like cements it in there, and
Good.
it makes a difference.
I think this is such a wonderful book, and it has such poignant statements that I didn't want to just try to talk about it. I wanted it to be cemented deep inside of you.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. Anna?
Yeah, I love this class. I like this class. I feel safe and I feel happy. But I mean, it's not the happiness that you feel temporarily. I really feel happy. I feel safe. Yeah, I like this class.
Good,
Yeah.
good, happy and safe, yay, yay. Anyone else? Oh, yes, Dakota.
You know, it's, personally, I felt very centered. So the things that would typically take me off my center, I'm able to just, to be with it and to just shift
Good,
my perception of it.
good.
And it's one thing to feel that way, but I actually had a business call on Friday. And one of my business partners actually said to me, I don't know what you've been doing. He actually said this. I don't know what you've been doing, he said, but you have been awesome the last few weeks.
Wonderful.
And it was just a real testament because it's what we've done. So it was nice to hear that elsewhere.
Good, 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 good. Cheryl?
I'm struggling. I thought that I was really moving along and staying centered as Dakota was describing, but I've really been thrown off from what occurred in 11.
Yeah.
And I'm really heavy of heart over that, and so I feel like I'm struggling. It's hard for me to let that go and say, okay,
It's hard for me to let it go.
yeah,
I didn't hear about it till yesterday afternoon, and I was in my car, I just cried.
yeah.
And I think that part of being so intuitive and aware of our connection is that we can feel that grief. The people who transitioned are fine. The people in the hospital, the people, the families, and everyone else who looks out in the world and goes, WTF? You know, we are Americans. We're the land of the free and the home of the brave. We are the ones who open our arms and accept each other and see that we have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And that's what we're built on.
And that's what we're built on. And then to have something like this happen, to have 9/11 happen, to have the Boston bombings happen, to have all those things happen, it really challenges the way we see the world. And I was gonna open up and see if we needed to talk about that tonight, because I think it's very important. There is a mantra in this teaching that says we do not sacrifice principle even on special occasions. And this very much is a special occasion. And yet, sometimes we want to go to, okay, maybe there really is good and bad. Maybe there really is some kind of darkness. And some people say, well, it's got to come up to go out. And maybe it's a collective shadow self that we're healing. And maybe it's about solidifying political concepts for the upcoming election. I don't know what it is. I know that the only thing that really is real is that God is all there is. And so in this must be a blessing. And I'm not saying that that's easy to find, but it has to be there, just has to be there. I was talking to Kristen earlier today, and I was saying, you know, is there anyone who really doesn't want to hear this? Okay, because I didn't want to bring in events of the day into the class if this was your place where you didn't want to hear it anymore. But I was thinking it's the same thing with back in the 80s with USA for Africa, where people got together and had the concert, We Are the World, We Are the Children. And they did that to raise money because people in Africa were starving to death. And my take on it then, and it may be Pollyannish, was that people got together on the other side and said, let's jump into planet Earth, and we won't stay long. We'll only be there 4, 5, 6 years, and we'll all die of starvation. And in doing that, we will bring an up level of consciousness and awareness to the planet that they've never seen before. We will really wake people up. And some people got very angry with me because I had that belief, but I could see us doing that. And so with this, I'm thinking people were so believing in their right to love whoever they want to love. And in that choice at a soul level of showing up at Pulse Saturday night and staying until 2 o'clock, there was some kind of agreement to be a part of something that has made a very big statement about who are we and about how do we embrace each other, and how it's just so not okay for pretty much everybody to take someone out because of their sexual preference. I think it's fascinating that it came after the HB2 bill, that it came after the Tennessee anti-counseling bill and the bill in Mississippi. Jane, turn your phone off, please. Thank you. It came after the bill in Mississippi that allows people to not rent to people or sell property to people that they just flat out don't like. And it's gone backwards for the whole civil rights movement. So if everybody can just silence your cell phones, that would be great.
I had no idea it was on, I've never heard that music before.
So perhaps it was our resistance.
Did you hear the song though?
So as powerful spiritual beings who have chosen to come to planet Earth at this day and time and have a different sexual orientation. I mean, to me, anybody who's in the LGBTQ group, they're gutsy. They're gutsy to incarnate at a time when you can be ostracized for falling in love. And so I honor and respect the courage of all the beings that are in that group, that community. And these people, I would never say they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. They were in the right place at the right time to bring something forth in the collective consciousness that says, oh, how far are we going to take the bathroom bill? At what point is it not okay that everyone can see it at such an extreme that this is not okay? And so that's the way that I have been sitting with it. I cried. I sat in my car and cried. You know, not only for all of the people that were giving blood, but for the fact that they were giving blood to keep the people who were wounded alive until they could get into surgery. You know, and what happened? The whole country had an outpouring of love. And not only a love of I want to give, but a love of I love you. We stand with you. We are Orlando. You know, we stand with people who are simply living their life in love and joy and are being targeted for that.
Well, there was actually a lot all over the world. Tel Aviv had a huge.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower is a rainbow tonight. Yeah, yeah. And this is not the first time that we've gone through this. We went through the whole civil rights movement. People were killed and killed and killed. And we grew through that. And you know, we are so advanced, you know. We are all one and we are love and God is all there is. And then something like that happens and it asks us to rise to a place that is not easy to go to. And so I understand that you're struggling. I understand that probably most people in this room are feeling that pain and the loss of the people that are saying, I love this person and now they're gone. And for what end? And so where I go to is for a great end, because it's up in people's faces. Yeah.
That's helpful.
Dee.
Cheryl has, for the entire 8 years that I've known her, always cautioned me about my penchant for being overly affectionate with Chris in public. We'll just say that. I mean, you know, it doesn't bother me. I mean, it's my life, and if you don't like it, that's okay. And I'll hold her hand if I want to. But she's always been very cautionary to me, and I didn't pay any attention to her until now. And, you know, and I don't want to live in that place of fear either. You know, but it is there, you know. There are people, obviously, if the trigger for him was seeing.
Oh, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Well,
he had guns and a bomb, and it was two people kissing that triggered him off?
well, I mean, I don't know, that's what it's,
I know, but
yeah.
that's absurd. That's again blaming the victims. If you hadn't kissed, what would he have done? Just left?
Well, it was very, apparently very, I mean, you know, it was very, he certainly had a plan. And I haven't watched any news about it since last night, and that was, you know, still very early, but I guess, I don't know, I'm in that
want you
same.
to not hold Chris's hand. Our safety comes from within us. It comes from inside of us. And if you're gonna go out, God, hold her hand before you do. Kiss her on the lips, right, in Pack Square.
Right now?
Yes.
I just want to say that when I was talking with Dee about that, it was not in this country. It was in a country where people have been shot for holding hands.
Right, and I think
Now,
now it's in this country, I guess, is, you know,
Yeah.
where I was.
So I agree with you. I
Potentially,
think that
it's-
we need to demonstrate our love and our caring, and that, you know, that's fine. That was just in an effort to protect because of.
And I don't see you as anything less than this wonderful person who
Oh,
loves your friends.
exactly. Oh, I loved her too. I just didn't pay any attention to her.
Yeah. I don't think that's new. Hold on. So what I want to remind us all is that we choose when we come into this world and we choose when we go out. And nothing can take us out that we're not in agreement with. We can get run over by a semi-truck and it can't kill us if we're not ready to go. And if we're ready to go, nothing can keep us here. So let's not fall into this idea that there's something outside of us that can kill us, kill our physical bodies. But there is a way of living that is up to us while we're on this earth plane. And I think that what we in this community take for granted is up in people's faces out in the world. People who harbor, you know, a lot of hatred and bigotry and prejudice, and that they just don't put it out there. It's up in their face. At what point is it not okay to have these feelings, to act this out? And for me, I'm grateful that the conversation's out there. I'm grateful that people who have thought it was okay to think like that are having to look at themselves in the mirror and say, maybe it's not okay. Maybe it's just not okay. Okay, I've got a lot of people who had their hands up. It was Kathleen and Becca and Jane and Kwan and Dakota.
I have to stand up for this because, please, Barbara, give me 1 minute.
1 minute, we're looking.
I was married to a man for 14 years when I learned that he is gay and he is molesting my son. I'm sorry. I have hatred, you can believe, for gays and lesbians. I spent 1.5 years in self-chosen asylum in a chicken coop to rebuild myself from that marriage. And today, my best friends here are lesbians. I love them to death. And when I learned yesterday what happened, I was crying all night. I couldn't shut down my computer. I don't have television, I don't put news. But when I learned that, I just felt so much love for the whole community, and not just a lesbians. I have to tell you, I felt so much love for the Muslims too. It helped me to learn, if it's any help for you, Cheryl, that it's not who you are, it's your choice, you know. Who am I to judge you? Who am I to not accepting how you accepting, how you expressing love? I have so much love for the whole LGBT community, which I never thought it is possible. So it is not going in vain, because I believe that wholeheartedly, that many, many thousands like me, today, tomorrow, changing that view. I changed that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, rather than but many will change today. So there is definitely value in that death, if it's any more. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. Becca?
Cheryl, there was a time, and I remember, and you remember, where if something like this had happened, the news would have said we deserved it.
It's just not long ago.
That's right. I'm saying this because you and I have been in this lifestyle longer than a lot of others in this room. And I remember when I first came out, people would have said maybe so. And they're not saying that now.
Thank you.
That is very.
Thank you. Jane, can you speak loudly?
Yeah, I can, and it's just real quick. I just wonder, I've always worked hard for gun control. Do you think that's an answer?
Not going to gun control. Although anybody who buys an assault rifle is crazy. One.
Well, I just wanted to say that I've always felt different, or I mean, I know I look different from the majority of Americans, but then beyond that, since I was little, I even felt different. There was a lot of times I felt I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin, and you know, that's like a double whammy, you know, and I reached a certain age, and I learned that the world could be dangerous. I kind of numbed. I kind of put up a wall and you know, for protection, just, you know, so my ego, or I wouldn't have to handle, you know, any kind of attack or ridicule. And then, you know, after that, after some hard life lessons, that kind of broke me down in life. I learned that I must be conscious and hyper vigilant with my awareness, because there's many people in the world that I might not like or get along with, or they might have attack thoughts against me, but ultimately, you know, God put us here to love each other.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like everybody. But ultimately, we're from spirit, and we come from the same source, and we gotta love each other. And you know, we're spirit beings before human beings, and we have to love each other. We come from the same source, and and as I've grown older, and you know, all the crazy stuff that goes on in the world, it's just like I feel convicted, like I'm called to have a higher consciousness, and to not numb out and you know, just be oblivious and hate people. And even though that comes up sometimes, you know, I'm only human, and
No,
I
you're
just
not.
Huh? But I'm just saying, you know, it just comes up sometimes.
It does. That's when we do our forgiveness work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, yeah, so.
Okay. Good. Good. Dakota?
I just wanted to say that this is such an extraordinary opportunity on a mass conscious level for us to just see so clearly that hate does not overcome love, that love will always win. And
Right.
that's turning point. It's huge, and people get it. I think it's very fundamental level because this was a big event.
Right, right, thank you. Vivian?
I'm gonna come at this from a different perspective because I embrace that everyone that was involved in this situation is spirit. Even the person
Even the
that
shooter.
went through and did it. And that the
Absolutely.
reason that this happened is because we all agreed that this was gonna be something we wanted to bring into our consciousness to bring us up higher.
Right.
So I just have to stay on that level and just know that we are all God involved in this.
That's the only level to be at, to stay in the idea that we are all spiritual beings, that all is well, that we may not know what the blessing is in anything, but that there is a blessing in it, and a blessing not only for us, but for all of us, because I am all of us, and you are all of us. So I think it's really important for us not to just flip it around and hate the shooter or the gun people. Forgive me for my comment, that was inappropriate. But not to allow ourselves to move into judgment then about, oh, righteous judgment, well, now we're gonna be mad at whatever them is, because that's just, that's more of the same. And so, to be able to look in the heart of suffering and to see the presence of spirit is such a gift. Mother Teresa did it, and for that they sainted her. So that's what level of experience you're in. So if you're feeling like things come up out of the blue that you don't know how to handle, that you're struggling with it, that you don't really know what to do with these very normal feelings that you're having, you're in good company. But the only thing to do is to stand clear in your awareness that God is in the midst of it. Even in the midst of all of this, God is all that there is. Because either God is all that there is or God is not all that there is. And if God is all that there is, then there has to be a healing in this, a wholeness and uplifting for everyone. And personally, I don't want to miss it by closing down and either getting too involved in the this was terrible or getting too involved in the, well, you people are terrible. Because it's all the same creation of terribleness. And there's got to be something greater going on. So that's where I want to focus. I want to focus on an expanded consciousness that's going on in humanity. And these amazing beings gave such a great gift called this life on planet Earth to shake us, to say, stop that. Wake up, we're all one. Love is love is love is love. That's all that there is. And for that, I'm deeply grateful. So we had hands up. Sue, Joe, and then Michaela. Do you have a question, comment? Are you ready for something?
I just wanted to comment.
Okay, hold on. You'll go after Joe.
Yeah, I mean, in everything, and this was even in 9/11, which was so much closer to home, basically in my backyard. I totally believe that there's something larger out working. And at the same time, in the moment of the tragedy, it's so painful. I mean, with all that we know about God being part of everything, you know, maybe we'll never know why this happened or that happened. But it's very painful when it happens. And
There's a lot of pain out there, and you're highly intuitive.
But one of the things that, and again, a lot came up about 9/11 when this, when this happened. We had a chance. I mean, when people say, I couldn't stop crying and I cried all night, that shows such a connection to the people that were actually in the incident. The empathy, it shows how connected we are. I mean, it's like amazing. And the thing that, I mean, for me, this one or two people made a choice to do something. This was the result, and it's very painful, and there's a larger picture. The outcome, somebody mentioned something, and the thing that would make me the saddest would be if one person chose not to be affectionate in public because of this, to hide what they're feeling and who they are because of this. Because that makes them, I mean, to say like they win or something like that. But, you know, what Dakota said, the love is stronger than that hate. And we have to keep demonstrating that love. I mean, I'm in an interracial marriage. Don't think we didn't get it.
What?
And basically not noticed that much, except in maybe certain towns. And then we go to California, that's also, then we make a decision to move to the South. And there were a couple of things that happened on the property that I immediately went to. You know, it's because, you know, and it wasn't, because it was somebody else who knocked over the mailbox, and it wasn't even our mailbox, and, you know, but just to, I mean, you know, hold hands in public, kiss if you want to kiss. Whatever anybody else wants to feel, they're going to feel. And there's also going to be a learning experience because they see that we're not afraid to do it. And we're standing because we believe in who we are. And we're standing up and demonstrating it.
Wonderful.
Deal with it.
Thank you. Joe.
I was just gonna kind of piggyback off everything that was just said in this area. Every thought we think goes into that mass consciousness, and I just want everybody to be aware of that. I know a lot of you know it, but sometimes you gotta hear it again from another perspective. We are the light, so we need to be the strength, we need to be, so even though it hurts, and even though, you know, it numbs you, that's yourself trying to grow you. And that's the learning, that's it. And then a group like this, you can change a lot of lives just by thinking right. And I think, just go, you know, just let it happen.
Wonderful. And Michaela.
My friends always call me gay, and it doesn't bother me. It's like they're saying that you have this something wrong with you. Why are you saying this? I don't care. It's my life. I can love the way I want to love.
God bless the new generation.
That's right. Yeah.
So deep breath. Let it out. Thank you. Part of your reading was on whether or not evil is real. So that ties in very much with the world right now. When we lived in duality, it was easy to say God works in mysterious ways and things like that. And the truth is that we are all healing. And we're not done. I love what Wallace Wattles said, the world is perfect, though not complete. And I often feel that way about myself. I'm perfect, but I'm not done yet. And if through collective consciousness things happen, the big attack on this teaching often comes very early on in a first-year class with, well, what about Hitler? What about babies starving? What about all of the terrible things that happen? And we don't deny those things happen, but they're not the truth of us. And so we ask ourselves to stand in two different worlds. One is the world where things are going on the outside, you gotta put gas in your car and take care of life. But the other one is that we are beings of light, just like you said, Joe. We are beings of love. We are high consciousness, light bearer, consciousness changers. We have come to planet Earth at this time for a reason. And I think it's important to remind ourselves and each other not to falter when things get tough. You know, we put the rainbow flag on our sign twice a year or two ago, whenever that was, and it didn't last the first night before it was taken off and broken and things like that. Don't falter, because it's tempting to blame the shooter, to blame the gun companies, to blame politics, to just be frustrated with where humanity is. The doctor doesn't blame the patients for coming in sick. He gives them medicine. And the medicine that we've got is love. The medicine that we've got is clarity. And I would encourage us all to be the light bearers, to be the doctors to humanity, and to feed humanity what it so desperately needs, which is love. And sometimes that's giving somebody an opportunity to share their upset with all of this and their frustration and that they're scared and that they don't know if they're safe. And to remind us all that we're always safe. That every moment of our lives is a creation of us. And if we find ourselves in a situation that brings up our safety issues, we are there to bring the consciousness of safety and love. That's our job, because we know enough to do that. Other people, they've got their heads in the sand, and there are churches in this neighborhood preaching things that are not love, but I have to love them too. Even when people come to me and say, so-and-so at such and such a church said during the Sunday sermon, I still have to find it in my heart to love them, because if I don't, I go right down the tubes with them. And this is an opportunity. It's like there are a lot of the things on Facebook show a cracked heart, and it's supposed to be a broken heart. And I would say that we have an opportunity to break our hearts wide open and to love and accept and support people at a level that we've never done before. I know that going into an idea of victims and perpetrators is not going to help. But bringing in this idea, which for me it helps, and I don't know if you agree or just think I'm nuts, that whoever those 49 people who transitioned and one shooter, whoever those 50 people were, they gave a great gift to us. And the only appropriate thing to do is to accept it. And we accept it by saying, love is love is love. Everybody is perfect just the way they are. Everybody is whole. Everybody is complete. Everybody is spirit and form. We are all powerful, creative, spiritual beings creating a better world, creating a world that works for everyone. And evidently what we did in the 60s, we're ready to do again at a greater level. Whether we're spiraling upward or going deeper into the onion, I don't know. But we are ready to open up our hearts and look inside of ourselves and to bring that compassion and that support out. And so I would just recommend that you remember that. Because this whole idea of evil is tempting. It's sexy. You know, it's got adrenaline and all kinds of stuff. It's got race consciousness to it, but it is not real. It is not real. The only thing that's real is God. Joe.
I was gonna say, just know where those 50, wherever those souls are right now, those 50,
Right.
they're partying.
Yeah.
Right?
They're happy.
They're not enemies anymore.
Yeah.
Dancing in the light,
Exactly.
and we are left with our own responsibility of what kind of a world do we want to live in, and what are we willing to do to bring that world forth. So if we honk at the person who cuts us off in traffic, I believe we are contributing to things that escalate into greater and greater levels. And personally, I believe that the recent bills that have been passed escalated to this event. And not that they're bad or that that was bad, but that that's the logical outpicturing of consciousness going, really? Do you really believe that? Do you really think that? Is this really the world that you want to live in? Because here's what it looks like. And that gives us an opportunity to go, no, we don't want to live in that world. We want to live in a world that says we're all one. We're all pure, perfect spirit. Everything is fine. We put the blessing in it and we get the blessing out. And I believe that there's going to be a wonderful blessing out of this. Yes.
Thank you. Thank everybody.
Rick.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to have discussions around the dinner table with my family. And one of the things that came up, Michigan was considering a death penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt from my heart. I was just a kid, I didn't know all the politics and everything. But I was reasoning, you know, with my unity teachings and everything, is that somebody who believes that they can get something good, some money, from murdering their spouse or their business partner, it's not an evil thing. It's that they don't understand that they can't do it that way. That's not the way it happens. And I lost out on a consensus, but.
And that's great compassion, to look at someone and say, you just don't understand what you're doing. And Jesus on the cross, forgive them, Father, because they don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Looking inside of ourselves and seeing where that is. Okay, we're gonna go Jane, Drew, Ellen, and then that's it. Then we're gonna close it down, okay?
The thing that sticks in my mind are the shots of the tremendous outpour of pouring of love.
Yes.
that happened.
Yes.
It's very heartening to
Yes.
see the people and how concerned and how loving they were.
Right.
And it happens after every violent event that we've had.
Right,
It's always
but I
this
think we're
huge-
getting better.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get good enough not to have to go through it.
well, yeah.
True?
I have a unique perspective on certain things. I'm in the right spot, because the only way to get through this community, the only way to be is people around me. This is a place of love and light. This is a place of a higher level. And some people will be outraged at what people have said here. Fighting that. This is a beautiful thing, and I'm in the right spot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just bringing back a couple of thoughts about when I first joined. And I had been, some people know this in this room, but I'd actually been kicked out of a church because of my lifestyle. Yes. And I was devastated from it. I mean, absolutely devastated, because I grew up in a very strong Christian background. And the counselor that helped me had me read a book called Embracing the Exile. And it's a book about Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, and judgment and all kind of stuff. And it was really good. It helped me some at the time. And I mean, I didn't go to church for like 20 years. I mean, I did not step in a church other than maybe 2 or 3 times in all that time. And Cheryl invited me to come to church, and I came, and I said, oh God, these people are way too happy. I did that. I said that. I said, oh, don't drink the Kool-Aid, you know. I'm going to go again. I don't know. But when the time came to consider joining, I looked Barbara in the face, and I told Cheryl, I said, I have to talk to her, and I have to look in her eyes. And I literally said, I need to see your eyes. And I asked her, I said, it's not going to be a problem, you know, my lifestyle's not going to be an issue. I need to know that. She said, our job is not to judge you, our job is to love and support you. You know, it's not about that, it's about love and support. And that has been very true, and it has erased so much pain from what happened then, so much.
This is a wonderful community.
It is.
Turned it around for me, so.
And it's not even, we don't judge you, it's we really like you. I want this center to be a safe haven for everybody. I don't care what you've done, I don't care what you think you are, I don't care what people have said about you. This has to be a safe place for everybody, no matter what. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm thankful. I know I'm in the right place.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, okay. Well, yes, Sherry, we'll have Sherry's the addendum.
heard you say that we like you. And it feels even beyond that because there's no separation. It just is.
Right.
It just is. There's no distinction for me.
Right.
So, yeah, we like you because I like me, I like you.
Yeah. And we come in all kinds of flavors and colors and sizes.
Yes, absolutely.
Good, good, good. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. Let it go. All is well in the world. All is well in the world. All is well in the world. Okay. So we're about to go into break, and we're going to do our prosperity acceptance. I will use all my teaching notes next week. Much of the affirmations tonight are on peace. It just happened to fall into place like that. Yeah, yeah. You all went very, very deep last week. We're going to go a little deeper this week.
May not come back.
So as you hold your gift, we bless it. And those of you watching online, please feel free to go to PayPal and make a donation to this center, because you too are reaping the harvests of these classes and talks. And what I know is that we give this gift this night out of our love, out of our fullness and our completion, out of our love of self, our love of each other, our love of this center, our love of this teaching, our love of spirit, the spirit that we see in every person on this planet. We give this gift to support and strengthen that human quality of love in us all. And we know that as we give to the Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, life takes it, multiplies it, and gives it back. And that every gift goes to make this center all that it was ever meant to be. It's a place of peace, a beacon of light, a tower of strength, and a fountain of wisdom that touches the lives of all who call it home. And so it is. So it is. And every time you breathe in some light. And every time you breathe out, blow that light into the far reaches of people's hearts and minds, of cities and towns, of people who love each other. Take a deep breath and breathe in the light. And breathe it out and blow it all the way around to different countries who have different ideas, to people who look different, people who speak differently. Take a deep breath and breathe in the light, and then blow it out into every area of your consciousness and every area that your consciousness touches every other being on this planet. We are beings of light. We come from the light. We are the light. We are the light of the world. And we give this gift tonight knowing that the light spreads and brings the light to millions and millions and millions of people. And so it is. So it is. I love you. Let's come back maybe at 8:05. Thank you for coming back. Yes, it's on. I just turned it on. This one has a little red light that shows you it's recording, which is convenient. Especially in the dark. Really, really. Okay, so Michaela, I'm going to ask you to be quiet. Thank you. everyone back? Bathroom lights are out, air conditioning is off.
Dakota's not back inside.
All coffee pots are unplugged, and here is Dakota and Jane.
Bring out the rear.
So remember, all you have to do is be. If you want to listen to my voice and follow my relaxation recommendations, you can. But if you don't have to. And during the process, if you want to stay close enough to listen to my voice, you can. But you don't have to. You can leave right now and just go fly around the universe. It's really okay. You get to do this any way you want. You can listen to it online again and again. You're in charge. And so I invite you all just to take a deep breath and let it out. And to continue breathing deeply at your own pace, your own rate, knowing that you're flooding your body with oxygen, with light, and every time you exhale, you're taking anything that is no longer needed and just letting it go into the air. Every inhale is oxygen and light, and every exhale is just releasing what is no longer needed. And as you breathe, begin to settle into your chair. You may want to put your feet flat on the floor, that's really up to you. You may want to uncross your arms or legs, again, that's up to you. But notice that you can let your body go in this chair or on the floor. You don't have to hold yourself up. The chair will hold you up. The floor will hold you up. The floor will hold the chair up. You are being supported by life, breathing and letting go. So bring your awareness to the very top of your skull, the top of your scalp, right where the hair follicles are. Whether hair is growing out now or not, matters not. Bring your awareness to the very top of the skin, on your scalp, on the top of your head. And as you bring your awareness, simply relax. Let go. No need to hold on. No need to hold up. Just relax. And bring that relaxation down around your skull, relaxing your skull, your brain, your ears. Relax your forehead, your face. Relax your eyes and your sinuses, your mouth, your tongue, your jaw. Just let your whole head relax. Bring your awareness down to your neck and simply relax. And scan your neck. See if there's anything tight. And if there is, just let it loosen. If there's anything wound up, let it unwind. If there's anything that you're holding on to, let it go and relax. Relax your throat, your chest. Relax your shoulders. And again, if it's tight, just let it loosen. If it's wound, let it unwind. And if you're holding on, let go and relax. Relax your arms, your elbows, your forearms. Relax your wrists and your hands. And to place these hands in the white light, think about all the wonderful things they do for you, their flexibility, their strength. Thank them for being the best hands ever, and let them relax. Relax your chest, your heart, your lungs, your digestive organs, your stomach. Relax your reproductive organs, your pelvis. Just let your abdomen relax, your chest relax, let it go. Relax your back and your lower back. Relax those long muscles and notice if they're tight. Let them loosen. If they're wound, let them unwind. And if you're holding on to something, just let it go and relax. Relax every disc and vertebrae and just let them be in their perfect and right place. And move your awareness down to your derriere, your buttocks, your thighs, and just let it relax. Just let it go, sink into the chair or the floor. You can just let go. Relax your knees and your calves. Relax your ankles and your feet. And take those feet, those beautiful feet, and put them in the white light. Think about all the things they do, how they carry you through life, how they're strong, flexible, balanced. Be grateful for your feet. Thank them for their wonderful work and let them relax. And now take your awareness and just scan your body from the bottoms of your feet to the top of your head, from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. And if there's anything that you're holding on to, just let it go, let it wash out of you. No need to hold on. This is the time to let go. This is the time to relax. You're safe. All is well. Relax. You're perfect, just the way you are. You are precious to all of life. You are whole and complete. You are made out of spirit. You come from the light. You are made out of spirit. You come from the love. You are the light. You are the love. You are a part of all that is. You are the earth and the sky and the sun. You are precious, just the way you are. You are created out of spirit. And you are spirit. You are connected with all that is. You are held in the heart of God. You are held in the arms of love. You're perfect. You're precious. You come from the light, and you are the light. You come from the love, and you are the love. Every part of your being is filled full to overflowing with light, with love, with joy. You are made out of spirit and are a part of all that is. Spirit is in you, and you are spirit. And you are filled full to overflowing with the light and the love of spirit. And as that overflows you, it fills your body, and every cell in your body is filled with the light and the love, with the perfection of spirit. It is a God body. It is a happy body. It is a body of light and of love. You are held in the heart of God, and you are held in the arms of love. You're perfect. You're precious. You are whole and complete just the way you are. You are God's own. You are magnificent. You are beautiful. There is an inner presence within you. It's an inner presence in everything. It connects you to all that is. You are one with everyone and everything, everywhere. Everyone else has this presence. Spirit breathes through you. Spirit breathes through everyone. You are a part of all that is, a part of the earth, a part of the wind, a part of the sky. You are a part of everyone, of everywhere, of everything. That living spirit breathes through you. It breathes through everyone and connects you. It breathes through everything and connects you. You recognize that spirit all around you. And that spirit recognizes you. Spirit sees you. You are God's own. You are held in the arms of God. You are held in the heart of love. You are perfect. You are precious. You are whole and complete, just the way you are. The presence of Spirit within you reaches out to touch the presence of Spirit in everyone in your life. It is the same Spirit in all, over all, and through all. You are made of Spirit. Spirit is in you, and you are in Spirit. Spirit is you, and you are Spirit. You are a part of all that is. You come from the light. You are the light. You come from the love. You are the love. You come from Spirit. You are Spirit. This Spirit is perfect as you. This Spirit operates in all of your affairs. It manifests beauty and harmony in everything that you do. All of your affairs are already in the hands of Spirit, in the hands of goodness and love and wisdom. All is well in your world. You are held in the arms of love. You are held in the heart of God. You are the light. You are the love. You are Spirit. You are guided by divine intelligence. That which you seek is seeking you. That which belongs to you finds you. That which is yours claims you. It knows you. It recognizes you. It rushes to you. Because you're perfect. You're precious. You are whole and complete just the way you are. You come from Spirit, and you are God's own. You come from the light. You are the light. You come from the love. You are the love. Be the light. Be the love. Every thought that you think is Spirit's thought. You are guided into peace, happiness, success, joy, love, and perfect life. You are created out of Spirit. are a part of all that is, a part of the earth, a part of the wind, a part of the sky. Divine intelligence guides your every step. Spirit within you knows every answer to every question or problem. Right now, you let go of the problem and you accept the answer. You turn from confusion to peace. You're perfect, precious, whole, complete. You come from spirit. You come from the light. You are the light. You are guided and directed. Every thought that you think is God's thought. Every choice that you make is God's choice. You are held in the arms of love and the heart of God. The spirit of infinite peace flows through your whole being. You live, move, and have your entire existence in peace. Peace exists at the center of everything. Peace exists at the center of you. God is right where you are. You are created out of peace. Peace is what you are. You are at peace with yourself. You are at peace with everyone around you. You are at peace with the world. You are at home in divine spirit. Because you're perfect. Because you're precious. Because you are whole and complete, just the way you are. You are God's own. You are created out of spirit. Spirit is what you are. You are created out of light. You are light. You are created out of love. You are love. You are created out of peace. You are peace. You are held in the heart of God. You are held in the arms of love. You are a part of all that is. Divine Spirit in you is the same Spirit in everyone else. You are a part of everyone and everything. You recognize the Spirit in yourself, and you recognize Spirit around you. You are guided by divine intelligence. You have the answer to every question and the solution to every problem. Your body is filled with light and love, with health and wholeness. Your world is filled with peace. You are at peace within yourself. You are at peace with everyone around you. You are at peace with your world. You are safe. You are loved. You are perfect, whole, and complete just the way you are. You are God's own. You belong to the universe. You are a being of light. You come from the light, and you come from the love. You are the light. You are the love. You are the peace. You are the joy. You are spirit. And all is well. All is well. Because you're perfect. You're precious. You are whole and complete. You are the light, and you are the love, and all is well. You are held in the arms of God. You are held in the heart of love. You are always safe. Your body is healthy. Your affairs are filled with divine presence. That which is yours rushes to you. And all is well. All is well. You are loved beyond your wildest dreams. Loved from eternity to eternity. You're a part of the earth and the wind and the sky. You're connected with everyone. You see the light in everyone. You feel that connection. And you know that all is well. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And know that you can return to this place anytime you want. Anytime you want. Take another deep breath in and let it out. And as you continue breathing, feel the air going in your nostrils or your mouth. Feel the chair or the floor under you. Begin to bring your awareness back into this room, back into this body, knowing that everything that you experience is fully incorporated into your life now. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming back into your body, back into the room. And as your awareness comes back into this room, you may notice you're sitting on a chair or the floor. There are people around you. You may want to move your hands or your feet and help yourself get back into your body, back into physical form, back to Center for Spiritual Living, back to Asheville. And continue to breathe nice, long breaths, giving your body the gift of oxygen. And when you're comfortable, open your eyes. There you go. Gentle re-entry. Gentle re-entry. You can move your head around. Scoot your tush. Get a sense of your body again. Back in the room. Make sure you get back into your body. There we go. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And look around and just make sure everyone's eyes are open around you, because I can't see when I'm not ready to do any lights. So we're going to let Kathleen come back into her body. She doesn't want to, and I understand. But she's driving. So Kathleen, take a deep breath. Let it out. And feel your hands on the table. Move them around a little bit. Both of them. There you go. Back into your body. You can go back to this place anytime you want. It's yours. It's where you truly live. It's who you truly are. Great. How was that?
Nice, wonderful. I liked it.
Peaceful.
I'm giving you a lot more directives as time goes by. I don't want to miss this open access to your subconscious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like this one the best so far.
Oh, good.
Me too.
Every week I build on it. I want to make sure you get your physical body as health, that your affairs are in order, that you have an answer to every question and a solution to every problem, that you are connected with everyone and everything. Yes. And how wonderful you are. You are so wonderful. This life is such a gift. So Fran, are you back? Would you please turn the foyer lights on? We'll let ourselves come back slowly. There we go. Okay. Does anyone have anything they would like to share? Alice.
This is the first time that I've had this feeling
hear that?
No.
It was the first time she had ever had the experience of melting in with everything. Melting in with everything, and she said it was wonderful, it was fabulous. Who else? Rick?
I was gone. I was just nowhere near here, and I was aware of somebody having a conversation with me. And I was thinking, I'm not gonna remember all of this. And just, I got the feeling from them, you don't have to, you will when you need it.
Right. Right, so you had a teacher or someone talking with you. Yes, wonderful. I love this stuff. Whoever's got their hand out back there, is that you, Jane?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just thinking, all of you, everybody, you're all my family. All these, lots of brothers and sisters, and I always wanted a big family.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We ready for a little bit more light? Kathy, are you aware over there?
Yeah.
Can you just turn the kitchen light on? And if you need to close your eyes for a minute, now's the time to do it. Thank you. Who else?
Safe.
Safe, that's wonderful. Did you feel peaceful?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you feel connected?
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. That was intentional. Yeah,
I'm grateful,
yes.
especially for your diligence and knowledge and willingness to be our God.
Thank you. Thank you. I love to wrap you up in the arms of love. Yeah, I just love that. There's something about feeling that the arms of God are around us, that we are held in the heart of love, or however those words come out, but that there's something that holds us close. Yeah, it's very primal. Becca?
When you say held in the arms of love, I always feel my mom.
Yeah, yeah. That's wonderful. Who is that?
B.
B, yes.
And every time, every day, every hour, somehow the presence, which used to be an intellectual thing in my mind, is becoming real to me. And in today's night, the thought came to me is of this presence as being my best friend.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. There's a very deep healing going on here. Whether you can put it in words, whether you're even consciously aware of it or not, there is deep healing going on in this room. And I'm very grateful that you're willing to come and go through this. I think it's really cool. I see a lot going on in the room with my eyes closed. Does anybody else see things?
Definitely.
Yeah. My guess is that the room fills up with angels and spirit guides, and people go off and they do work and they let go and they fill up and they come back and look around and go, huh? That's the way it feels. What was that? Okay, does anybody else want to share? I'm bringing you back easy. Is there anybody in the room with their eyes still closed? Catalina, are you back?
Yes,
Okay.
I don't want.
I know. I know, but you've got a car out there. I do. Okay, everyone take a deep breath. Let it out. Look up at the ceiling. Position yourself in time and space. Get a sense of how far away you are from the ceiling. And now look down at the floor. And notice how much closer you are to the floor than the ceiling. Does everybody get that? That the ceiling is farther away than the floor? Yes? Okay. Everybody look at the wall, the whiteboards up here. Position yourself in time and space. Get a sense of how far away you are. Kristen, I want you to look at the whiteboards. Thank you. And now turn around and look back at the other wall and notice that there's a difference, even if you're in the middle of the room, there's a difference in space. Does everybody get where you are in the room? Yes. Okay, back up to the ceiling, back down to the floor. Now, is everyone's floor flat? I mean, if you have a wavy floor or if it's tilted one way or the other, I need to know. That's the sign that you're not in your body. You're close around your body, but you're not in it. The floor is the clue. I've looked down at floors before and it's like the ocean underneath me and it's moving. Okay, we're going to turn a little bit of light on up here. That's going to be right in your faces. So I'm giving you a heads up. I'm going to bring a little bit more light in the room. There we go. Okay? Certainly, all of the other classes are on the website. Has anyone been listening to them?
Yes.
Catalina listens to it every night before she falls asleep. She goes to sleep to this meditation.
Me too.
Where she can stay there for hours and I won't drag her back. Margaret, you're listening to it?
Not every
Wonderful.
night, but.
That's fine. I just want you to know that it's there. It's there if you want to go on this journey again. It's really at your fingertips with a phone, a tablet, a computer, anything like that. Okay. Kristen, is your floor flat?
Yes, I'm good, I'm here.
Okay. Just want to know, make sure everybody's good. Okay. Anything else before we close?
Thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you. I love you. Rick?
I was just wondering, does anybody else have a sense of velocity? Even for a short period, you know?
I did last week. I zoom around the universe. I have a sound. It's a pulse, and I can hear it. It's very cute.
Really deep, you hear that. You're out there. That's good stuff.
I didn't.
Okay. I love you all.
Love you.
Have a wonderful trip home. Keep your hearts open and your heads clear.
I heard some.